crazy week of Premier League football. Game week 4 did not disappoint. With an international break coming now, it's a good time to bring in Rory and talk about game for game from Friday night to Sunday afternoon. How are we doing, my friend?
Mate, honoured to be here. What a week of football that was. I mean, it's a dream, isn't it?
We've never seen that many goals this year, but I think the last 10 years, these sort of weeks come once in a blue moon. We've got to appreciate, we've got to sit down, we've got to analyse it. But first, 270,000 subscribers. You've not hit that yet?
No, not yet. I need a few more subs. I know that you are the king of that.
Go do it. TDL, join them, smash it. And in return, what's the like target today?
I'm going to go 11.
Ooh!
I'm going to go 11. It's too high, isn't it? Should we do it?
You know what? Let's do it because it's a crazy week of Premier League football.
Yeah, 11k.
We've got to sit down and appreciate it because we've got an international break now. We've got to talk about it, analyse every team. And we're going to start with Luton West Ham, which ended 2-1 to West Ham. Great win away. Kenilworth Road was rocking. They've had a lot of new changes there. They couldn't start the first game week. They had to suspend the match and play it later. My prediction was Luton 0, West Ham 2. I got the West Ham goals correct. However, the goal difference was wrong, so I didn't get that extra point. Obviously, we didn't have you as the guest. We had a professional footballer from Pyramids FC. He did quite well. He got a few correct. But let's go back to football. What do you think about Luton Town? Are they done by Christmas?
I think they're going to struggle. I really do, because if you think about the way that the club's set up, they're not set up to be a Premier League team. I am full of admiration for them because they've come up, they've stuck true to their principles. They've got a player who's playing for them, who's played literally every division. They're a throwback, aren't they? They're the crazy game. Two big men up front.
Yeah.
But I just think that the Premier League is ruthless.
But they had moments. Carlton Morris nearly scored. Adebayo as well, running down the left. They've got some big lads, and I think they will start to graft out points at home. But West Ham are actually really good. James Ward-Prowse, he just gives you chances. It's like that transfer, he gelled into the team straight away. He didn't need time to adapt. One of the most underrated signings. Why no other big club were after him? Why Chelsea weren't putting in a bid?
And the amount of times this season that we're going to say something like this.
Yeah.
Ward-Prowse to Agerd, goal. Ward-Prowse to Zuma, goal. The amount of times that is going to be the trajectory for West Ham. It's going to be David Moyes' ball, and I think overall they've had a very good winner.
Let's go over to another early Saturday kickoff. Sheffield United against Everton. I worry for both these teams. They've both picked up their first point in the Premier League. They're both down there in the relegation battle already. 2-2 draw. Beto debut for Everton. Exciting Portuguese striker, didn't get off the mark just yet. My prediction was 1-1, so I got the draw correct, but not as many goals as it actually came out to be. Rory, what was your thoughts on this?
I've got a question for you, Thog.
Yeah.
And in fact, for everybody. Sean Dyche, he's getting away with it, isn't he?
He is.
You know, when you look at his results, when you look at the trajectory of the club, when you look at what's going on at Everton Football Club, I am sure that when, say, Frank Lampard was their manager, we were judging them way more harshly.
Everton's team is not good enough to stay up in the Premier League. Why are we questioning Sean Dyche? We should be questioning the owners who don't back the club enough.
Do you think Everton survive?
Yes, I do. 17th place. Let's move over to Man City Fulham, the 3 p.m. kickoffs. We begin with a bang. You couldn't watch this on telly. I was abroad in Saudi Arabia. I watched the game live. Unbelievable scenes. 6 goals, Haaland masterclass, penalty, even at the end, that left-footed finish off the first bounce, incredible. I predicted 2-0 because I thought I'd give Fulham some level of respect after the way they've performed, beating Tottenham at home. Got a good point against Arsenal too. So I just thought I'd give them a chance, but I was wrong.
Yeah, look, overall Manchester City were just too good. And whatever you throw at them, no Kevin De Bruyne, it doesn't change anything. They are exceptional. They are ruthless. They are brilliant. However, that Ake situation, Akanji blocking the keeper apparently, I think by the letter of the law, the rules of today, it's probably correct to rule it out. I don't agree with it being ruled out, but we're going to have to talk about a VAR decision.
Well, the VAR decision for me doesn't really matter. Fulham have got battered either way.
Yeah.
And actually, if you actually see when the keeper dived, he dived before the player was even in the viewing of the ball. I think people are getting onto the bandwagon because Haaland said it. Yeah. Haaland went out there and said, it should have stood, which is controversial because it's not backing his team. But they won 5-1. So let's see what happens when it's in Manchester derby and it ends 2-2 and City are given a goal. Is he saying the same thing in interview? In my opinion, no. Let's go over to Chelsea. That wasn't boring for you. Bloody hell. Chelsea 0, Nottingham Forest 1. I predicted, like most of the world, Chelsea to win after that improvements in the Luton game. I said a 2-0 Chelsea win. Elanga, the ex-Man United man, scored the winner. What went wrong?
It was a wonderful goal as well.
It was a great finish.
The way that he gave the keeper the eyes, I thought it was a really, really good finish. But we also have to question Chelsea's goalkeeper. Like Sanchez, I don't know
where was Caicedo? I don't know.
Did you see
Thiago Silva got nutmegged in the build-up?
Yeah. Look,
it's just like all your reliable players that you'd have thought. They messed up.
We have got 4 points out of 4 games.
Yeah.
The only team that we've beaten are on course to be one of the worst Premier League teams ever. I hope that's wrong. I hope that Luton do stay up. But I think that they're on course to be a terrible team who we talk about in the way that we talk about maybe Swindon Town or Derby County.
Yeah.
I think they're on course for that.
Nico Jackson is part of the problem. How is this man not scoring more goals? We saw against Luton Town, probably should have scored a hat-trick. Against Forest, he had a hat-trick of chances that he all missed, one which was absolutely embarrassing. At what point do you just say, like, the 9 number is jinxed?
I think that we have a real problem. Like, I really do. But we've got to acknowledge Forest. I thought they were brilliant. I think Steve Cooper's excellent, isn't he?
Yeah, Steve Cooper got the job done, and this is why Forest are going to more than just survive. They're going to be lower mid-table stretch. The next match, we've got to go over to another cracker, 7-goal thriller in the Northwest. Burnley versus Tottenham, 2-5. Who'd have thought? Not me. 3-goal difference though. I predicted 2. I said a 2-0 Tottenham win. I was correct about that. A lot of people thought Burnley would turn up and cause a problem. This isn't the Burnley with Sean Dyche. No. This isn't 4-4-2. Brexit football, solid centre-backs, Tarkowski throwing his legs about. No, this is a new, trying to be attacking out of the back football under Vincent Kompany, and it's simply not good enough. You know why? Because the team isn't good enough. You agree?
Yes, I think the team isn't good enough, but I also believe that it's the manager's responsibility to set up in a way that suits the team. So you know, if you don't have the players to play an expansive, attacking, glorious on the eye kind of game, don't play that.
I've been seeing a lot of people doubting James Trafford in goal because he's
he'll be fine, man.
I think it's rubbish.
Yeah.
The defence for every single goal that they scored was all over the gaff.
I think that ultimately, if you're a Burnley fan, you shouldn't be too concerned conceding 5 in this one game. Look, if it happens again and again, then there's a problem. But Tottenham are scoring free-flowing football, man.
It's true. Burnley look like a team to get relegated. I think I might switch my predictions to put them in 18th. Let's move over to Brentford versus Bournemouth. Cracker, ended 2-2. The Cherries nearly got 3 points at the G-Tech Community Stadium. They've had 24 games there and only 3 losses. So for Bournemouth to go there and nearly do it until the last minute when Buemo scored one of the goals of the season.
Like, I'll always wax lyrical about the brilliance of Brighton. And it's true. I think Brighton are one of the best run clubs, if not the best run club in Europe, maybe. But Brentford aren't far behind. Whatever comes Brentford's way, have you noticed? They can live with it. Whatever happens to them, whatever issue they face, they can always live with it and always make it work. I think that they are exceptional, but you have to give a lot of credit here to Areola and Bournemouth, because going to Brentford isn't easy.
But let's move over to Brighton, Newcastle.
Game of the weekend for me, this. This is the most revealing game of the weekend about 2 clubs.
It made me think a lot about where Newcastle are actually going to finish this year. Right now, they're 15th? I know it's bad to look at the Premier League table, but they've got all the big 6 coming up, fixtures-wise. They've got to play Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, loads of games like that. They've got Champions League coming up, they're in a group of death, and they've just been battered by Brighton away. It's not a good look.
Brighton are exceptional, but Newcastle United, there was a time, Thog, I got a lot of stick. You ever get that?
Yes.
I got a lot. Have you ever had it? I was like, oh my God. No, mate, I had a terrible one.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Lampard finished ahead of schedule, got into the Champions League, when we shouldn't have done? He took the youth team into the Champions League. And then suddenly he signed Havertz and Ziyech and Werner, and he couldn't deal with it. I suggested last year that Eddie Howe, being so good, being ahead of schedule, could be problematic. People went mad at me, like really mad. And it's coming true. Look, I think Eddie Howe's an excellent manager, and I think he'll get it right, and I think Newcastle will be just fine. But 3 losses in 3 games is unacceptable for a team like
games
Newcastle.
that they should have done much better. And the harder games are coming.
How amazing are Brighton?
Oh, yeah.
Where does Evan Ferguson end up?
Oh, I don't want to think about that. I actually think Brighton should just keep him for
150 million, man.
No, forget all that. Brighton should just keep him.
Yeah, they should.
Brighton are now a top team. They should think, right, we've got the money from the past. Let's adapt our club. Let's make our club a big club. Let's make ourselves one of the big 4. Liverpool, Aston Villa, a club which I was very worried about Liverpool. And then they just turned it on. Unai Emery couldn't stop them. Never underestimate the Reds. They just turn it around. We saw the Darwin Núñez action at the Newcastle away last week. And now, clearing Villa out, no problem. Trent back to his best. Darwin Núñez created 2 goals that should have taken his chances. The same old
think
story.
about what he did to Newcastle the previous week. I was with you about Liverpool. Are they going to be okay? Do you know why we were wrong to ever think that they wouldn't be? Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp. If Jurgen Klopp's their manager, they will be fine.
Dominic Szoboszlai already scoring long shots, exactly what he does in the Hungary national team and used to do at Leipzig. As I said, Trent Alexander-Arnold back to his best creating. There's so many positives in this Liverpool team. So I'm excited to see where they can go. They got Europa League, which I think they're by far the favourites to win. And that's another trophy for Salah to do before he goes to Etihad. I'm sure he will go to the Saudi League. But Jurgen Klopp has done incredible with the last minute adjustments of losing Fabinho and Jordan Henderson to find new ways of playing back to their best. So great for them.
Title charge?
No. Third place for me. Crystal Palace Wolves, another good game on Sunday. 5-goal thriller. Who'd have thought Palace against Wolves would be a 5-goal
It's such a
thriller?
good game, I know.
I predicted 1-0, which was correct goal difference, and it was correct that Palace would win. I thought Eze was going to score. He did. Lovely touch, just deluxe. I mean, he could go to any club in the world right now.
He improves virtually every Premier League team, with the exception of maybe 2. I feel a bit sorry for Wolves, you know. I think they're scoring 2 goals away from home. They need to get something out of a game like that. They need to make sure that they secure points there. I think they could struggle. I think they'll just about survive, but they could struggle.
Really bad result. Wolves will be down there. But as I said, there's 3 worse teams, so I think they will stay up. Final game, let's talk about it. Arsenal-Manchester United, 4-goal thriller. I actually was on a flight back from Saudi Arabia. I got there, I was watching on Sky Goes, we landed, Garnacho goal, turned it off. Oh, God, Declan Rice.
I know.
Gabriel Jesus, what's happened?
Yeah.
What happened, mate? You watched it live?
Yeah, I watched it live. It was actually an incredible Premier League game. You know, when you watch a game like that, it makes me pity people who don't love football. Declan Rice, man. Declan Rice did it. We have to explore why Declan Rice has that much room in the box. What's going on?
They switched off because they were affected in the head by VAR. But that's it. They thought in their minds, we won it.
When were Manchester United most vulnerable and when were Arsenal most threatening? Rashford scores, they concede immediately. Like, what's going on there?
And then
Garnacho scores,
and they
concede immediately. You're like, hang on. So it's brilliant from Arsenal. Sometimes footballers, I think they try and be too cute, too clever.
Yeah.
Hit it low, hard, and true off the post, back of the net. 3 points to Arsenal.
And I predicted
up the table.
2-1. I predicted 2-1 Arsenal, which was
brilliant,
almost correct until Jesus scored that last minute, which is great. I mean, I'm just so glad for Arsenal. I think they are in the Premier League title
race on.
But I think you know what it all comes down to? If Haaland gets injured, that's what it comes down to. That's the only differential.
But then Alvarez, mate.
Yeah, but Alvarez is not going to fill the boots
of
Haaland. If De Bruyne is out for a while, if Haaland goes, I can't see City continuously getting the wins that they do without them two. As Gary Neville said, United are improving. They will get it right. They'll be ready for the big games, but not yet. Thank you for coming on the channel, Rory.
It's my honour. Thank you.
Where are you off to now?
I am going up there a bit later on, yes.
You're always on there, mate. Go watch it. But first, go subscribe to him. 270,000 subs. It's a disgrace that he hasn't hit that yet. But also 11,000 likes, as Rory mentioned on the channel. If we don't hit that after that week of Premier League football, then we're not real football fans. Thank you for watching. See you later.